game last night wasn't on Sky. So what is the reason for the game not being on Sky? So like usually Tuesday night games are on Red Button, yeah? They'll have like a main event and then usually they can show them all on Red Button. There were 6 championship games, I think like 4 or 5. Were they all rearranged actually?
I don't think they all were. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, it wasn't a full fixture list.
Yeah, they must have been. Yeah.
So 4 of them were on Sky and 2 of them weren't. But I don't really understand why. If they, like you said, maybe it was because the original time was the 3:00 Saturday, so the rules transfer over. But it doesn't really make sense to me why that would be the case. It's not on Sky Red Button. Swans TV were not allowed to show it. I just don't really understand it. Why is it so hard in 2022 to watch your team? Like people have to get VPNs, get dodgy sticks, get dodgy apps and stuff, which I'm not endorsing. Obviously, it's illegal. Make your own decisions. We're not here to endorse. Do we want?
Get that in there.
Why do we have to go to those extremes to watch the football?
This is one of my biggest bugbears. I say I'm not quite on the fence with a lot of things like we've just talked about, but this is my biggest bugbear is that like the TV rule, like you can only, you can't watch a team at 3:00 and all this. And I get it to a certain extent. If every game's on TV, then less people will go to the game. That's what they think. I disagree because I prefer to go to a game anyway than watch it on TV always. But then, like last night, like you said, there must be some stupid reason in there somewhere that they couldn't show it because it was rearranged or something like that. But it just didn't make sense. Like, why couldn't it have been on the Red Button? I'm sure there's a stupid rule in there somewhere because the original game was supposed to be on Sky. It was just after Christmas, New Year, when we had all the COVID cancellations, and it was supposed to be on Sky. So I don't know if then they move it.
That makes it even worse then. If you're supposed to be on Sky in the first place, why can't they just put on the Red Button? It's not like they've got cameras there.
I don't know if they got to if Sky chose not to show it because they've got a. Do you remember when we had Leeds at home and they pulled it was on Sky and then they pulled it because
the amount of games they show, but that's like the main event, isn't it?
Yeah, but the amount of Leeds games that were on TV, I don't know how it works, but maybe
I'm sure that's main event because like Red Button is just generally everyone's on there if they're not
midweek.
Main event in the
midweek games are always on the Red Button, aren't they? But I don't know. I was just trying to think of a reason, but I can't come up with a good enough reason why they didn't put it on Sky. I mean, Fulham had they didn't have a massive following, but from London on a Tuesday night, they'd be thinking, why is it not on the Red Button?
I just think every midweek night game should be available because, you could say that about not going to the games, but it's 8:00 on a Tuesday night. Like we have to travel like 5-6 hours for the furthest game, or like 4 or 5 hours generally to get to most away games. I know we were home yesterday, but like you said, with Fulham fans, people can't do that and then go to work Wednesday.
Yeah, this is the thing that really gets me. I think we should be able to watch a team. I think we may go down that way with like a Netflix type thing, and you subscribe to your team or whatever, which would make sense. But it's just I can't stand it because we went through it earlier on in the year. The Carabao Cup now, whatever it's called, the League Cup. Unless your game is picked for Sky, you cannot watch your team in the Carabao Cup. You cannot watch it.
And I think it hurts a lot more now because we went through COVID and all of a sudden they managed to make everything available pretty much. I know obviously the circumstances resulted in that being the case. But then to have that taken away is, I think, now why the conversation is maybe growing because all of a sudden you've seen what the alternative is. They've been telling you for years this is the way it's got to be. All of a sudden it's like, well, hang on, no, go back to when we could watch our team. There must be so many ways you could do it that Sky don't suffer because that's the real reason. We all know that's the real reason. They want the rights, they want to control it all, and they want to make as much money as they can. So that's the reason
fine.
for it.
They've got they've got a contract for like the EFL games, haven't they? But that's fine. But why? Like you said, like last night, why couldn't they put it on? Because the Red Button, when you watch it, it's not anything special. It's one camera angle. There's no replays. Sometimes you get the wrong commentary on it. Stuff like that. But I just don't see, like you said, why they can't. They've got the rights. Surely they could just put a few more games on as well. I think I know they've got to put the Premier League games on. That's where they get their money in the prime time. But surely they could do something with the Championship because It's
They've
so
got
good
an
to
app
watch
now. Why
anyway.
can't I just do something on the app like follow my team subscription, where it's like, I don't know, 30 quid a month, and you can just watch your team.
And the worst part of it is as well is that, you know, like people abroad can watch it
Yeah,
because
I
the rule
hate it.
doesn't
It
apply. So
irritates me.
we're like from Swansea. We go to the games, all the time. But then if it's the game that we can't make for work or whatever, you're not allowed to watch it. No, you can't. You're not allowed to watch that because I don't know the rule. We can't show 3 o'clock games, or Sky haven't deemed it big enough to put on TV, so
Yeah,
therefore you can't watch it. I just don't understand the logic, and it really bugs me.
but
I think we were spoiled when
we
we were in
can
the
watch it
Premier
in
League as
Spain.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Klopp said it before, didn't he? They got moved. I know he's moaning about the fixtures all the time now, which is doing my head in as well. But he said something before about like you've moved this game, and it's like people in Liverpool can't watch it. He said something like that. But he said, "But you can watch it abroad. So why are you moving this game?" Yeah. I don't get it. It really bugs me.
What needs to happen is Sky need to modernise because they're so old-fashioned in the way they run their football, and this is why they're losing like the Champions League and all this other stuff to BT and whoever, Amazon and whoever else is coming in. That's literally why they're losing the contracts. Or someone else needs to come in and buy the rights, and they need to get like an app. Like Amazon do it quite well when they have the football,
Oh, the coverage with Amazon is great.
and it's just like select the game you want to watch from the app. Literally,
It'll
that's how
go
it
that
should be
way.
done now. That is the modern way of watching content. That's how people watch content on YouTube, Twitch, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus. That's how people consume their content now. And all these apps, they're all available on your smart TV. They're all available on your Fire Stick. They're all available on your phone. They're all available on your tablet. That's literally how you consume content now. So like Sky just need to like sort themselves out, because I think they're falling behind and they're getting desperate. And Sky, as in the company now, is all connected in there. Sky Sports, the TV branch, all of it. They're going around there like, oh shit, we need to make a TV with a Skybox built in now because we can't sell Skyboxes anymore. Well, this is why you can't sell Skyboxes anymore. This is why you're struggling. So like, yeah, Sky Glass, whatever, is probably going to be relevant for a year, but I can't see that staying relevant either. I know this is going way off topic, but I do think it's all connected. Because they're desperate in trying to keep people in, and I think they're losing grasp, and that's probably a good thing for everyone in the long run. And the sooner the EFL rights go elsewhere, probably the better, because the competition is what's going to make it more accessible.
It's not fair though, is it? Because like they've obviously got the Premier League, so they got to show that because that's what brings the money in. Everyone wants to see Man U, Man City, don't they?
So
like
put that on the main channels. That's fine, but you can put all the other games on like select your game. You don't even have to have commentary. I don't even care. Just I want to watch the game.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's ridiculous. The thing is, like you said, I don't know. Yeah, they've got to have. They put the Premier League games on, but the problem is, it's fine that they got the Premier League games, but because they've got exclusive rights to the EFL, they've just got a monopoly on that then, and they'll show one game a week, and then that's it. Like for example, now. Like
it's 3 games
Swans,
a week they do at the moment, isn't it, for EFL?
Yeah, but the best thing that could happen is I think it'd be great if they did like it probably won't ever happen, but if like they had shared rights with like terrestrial TV, like ITV or something, and ITV showed a game every week or 2 games a week, like on a Sunday at 12 o'clock before the 2 o'clock game in the Premier League, and then they showed like a Monday night or something, so there was a few more games dotted around for people to be able to watch. They've just got to control. Like now, the biggest problem at the moment is it looks like the Swans Cardiff game is going to be 3 o'clock on a Saturday. That's what it looks like. Because Sky have picked up their games for the weekend. They picked up a Friday night game and they picked up a 12:30 on the Saturday. I think one of them is Blackpool and Forest, and one of them's Huddersfield and Hull. But this is what I mean about them having the monopoly. They've deemed the Swans Cardiff game not big enough that weekend.
Why can't S4C show that? Like,
I don't know. Maybe something will come out because I think
like that's what I mean. Why can't they just allow them to show it?
Well,
even if
can't because they've got the monopoly
BBC
on it.
BBC give them a fee to allow them to show this game, because at the end of the day, it's 2 Welsh teams, isn't it? So like S4, that's why I said.
I hope they do. They did before. I remember like the BBC had some rights a long time ago because
I'm sure BBC have showed the
Swans Cardiff game when I remember when Emnes scored, that was on BBC.
Yeah,
that was live on BBC. I remember that, but I don't know. Maybe BBC Wales will
probably just charge them too much.
Yeah, probably. That's what I mean. Sky have deemed that game's not good enough now. So, like, fingers crossed, I can get a ticket. But apart from that, Swans fans can't watch the game legally. So they've said you can't watch the biggest game of the season, the Swans Cardiff derby. You
And how
can't
much
watch
tickets
it.
they're going to give you? Like 2,000?
Yeah, so say 2,000. Everyone else cannot watch that game,
Oh yeah,
and it's wrong.
I'm in
I
work.
just
I'm
think
in
it's
work
wrong.
for it, so like I want to be able to watch it on my phone. Basically, there's no way. There's literally no way I'm going to be able to do it, and that's so frustrating. But like, another question I have is, I know Sky got the rights. I don't understand why the football club can't show their own game. It's them playing football. Like, why? And maybe it's because they're in the league, so the league owns the rights to the game.
Yeah, because they own
Well,
everything.
something
They
seems
own
wrong
all
there for me.
Yeah, it is. It is wrong. It's just it's making me more annoyed now when I think about the Swans Cardiff game. Like, why can't they show that?
The home team should be able to stream what they want and charge themselves, as another stream of income. Especially all these like lower league clubs that are struggling financially. Why can't you give them the ability to monetize their, not just from ticket sales, but like make extra money from like online ticket sales?
Yeah, exactly.
That could be a good solution.
The incentive would be there. They say like pay for your Sky subscription, don't get illegal things. That's what they always say. Why would you pay for a Sky subscription when the Swans get like minimal games every year? The Swans Cardiff game's not going to be on Sky. Why would you pay for it? What's the incentive for me to pay for it as a Swans fan?
I don't pay for Sky Sports.
Well, I'm one of the mugs. I mean, pay for Sky, but
but you watch a lot of other sport, don't you? So
yeah. To be fair,
I don't watch that much Premier League now since we're not there. I don't even watch Match of the Day that much. I keep, again, these days, it's so easy to like, I don't need to watch a full match. Sometimes I'll watch it, now and again. If it's on, I'll watch something. But in terms of keeping up to date and what's going on in the big sporting leagues, whatever sport, it's all over Facebook or Twitter. Like, you don't need to have a Sky Sports subscription to
Match
keep
of the
up to
Day be
date.
gone soon as well because they pay like through the roof for the rights to like show the highlights on a Saturday night.
But again, I think it needs to change, doesn't it? Like, it needs to go more like people watch content in different ways now. They don't necessarily always sit in front of their TV and watch Match of the Day. Maybe they want to just say, I want to watch highlights to this game in a 10-minute section, you know what I mean? And that's how they'll do it. And maybe Match of the Day needs to go down an avenue of like on the app where you go and pick the games you want to watch, a little bit of commentary on them and watching it that way. You're selecting and doing it on your phone or whatever, rather than just sitting in front of the TV. I'm sure there's still people that enjoy it, and maybe it can air that way in a certain capacity, but in terms of prime time telly slot on every Saturday night, could be maybe not the future, perhaps.
Yeah, it's got to change. Whatever happens, it's got to change. It's not working, is it?
I just think it's outdated, isn't it? Like, if you look at all these other sports now, it's boxing's good, isn't it, for how they handle their events. The Zone, I think, is perhaps a big player. Maybe they'll have a part in the future of this conversation.
Yeah, but you know what Sky will do? They'll just go back if they ever get, like you said, if they ever get enough of a scare that they got to change, they'll do like they tried to do before in COVID. Remember when all the games were free, and then they tried to charge people for it. They were like, "Oh yeah, you can watch it, but now you got to pay an extra tenner on top of your really expensive Sky subscription." They'll go back to that.
But they backtracked, didn't they?
They backtracked because there was uproar. But they'll probably go down a route like that. But I would happily pay like, I don't know, 20, 30 quid a month if I could watch all the Swans games. I go to most of the games anyway when I can, but I'd still pay that to watch it. Yeah, like a pay-per-view, I'd still do it.
Like when it was on Swans TV and it was £10 a match. If I couldn't watch it any other way, then quite often I would. It's cheaper than.
But I think that's enough of an incentive to stop people trying to stream it as well, because you think like, a tenner, more. Some people still will, to be fair, because it can still be quite expensive if you're paying a £10, 3 times a week, if we're Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday. But more often than not, I think people would just be like, it's only a tenner, we'll buy it and watch it.
Yeah.
So they probably make more money that way.
They want to get rid of all this streaming and illegal stuff. But what are you providing me then as an option? There isn't one. So until that option is there, then I have no other choice, basically.
Yeah, that outrageous.
It's not like
when
I'm
they say, like,
choosing to
stop
break the
streaming.
law. I haven't got a choice if I want to watch them. So
Yeah, but this is the thing as well. Like this is what outrages me is every time they come out and say, like, "Oh, don't do illegal streaming. Pay for your Sky subscription and BT." But why? Like, how much would it cost you to have like Sky, BT, Amazon if they've got the games? You're talking north of £150 a month, and then I may get a Swans game every now and then on the red button with no commentary.
Don't Amazon often do it for free when they have them?
Yeah, they usually do. The Amazon coverage has been great though. They had all the Autumn Series
Amazon
rugby
are
as
doing
well.
it for free while they like are testing the waters. I think maybe next time the bidding goes on, if they get more games, they probably won't have them all on for free.
I'd love it if they put a cheeky bid in for EFL.
Well, I think they will. I think that's what they've done this time, innit? They've gone for like Boxing Day and stuff, and they're big ones. They probably want to see what the return is, and then I'd imagine if they go big next time, that will be like one of their marketing tools for why you should pay for Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
which I pay. To be fair, and again, if it does go that route, then Amazon get a lot more games. I get a lot more out of Amazon Prime than just what I would get out of like paying for Sky. It was £8 a month, and you get all the other benefits as well. It's not just like the football. You get all the film branch. You get Amazon Music. You get the cloud storage for your photos and stuff. You get the delivery. You get quite a lot of things. Discounts on some of the shopping. So that's a lot more worth it. I know they're a big company, but they're doing it. And Amazon have got flaws, right? They got problems, but in terms of like customer sort of friendliness here, that's a decent price. I'm sure they'll probably put it up a little bit, perhaps even if it's £10 a month. But you're getting a lot for that money, so
it'll change at some point.
Yeah,
it has to.
I'm sure we'll probably talk about it again. But we'll leave it at that for now.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed the video, to click the like button to help us grow, to keep up to date with all of our new uploads, hit the subscribe button and push the bell to ensure you are notified of all of our new videos. As always, engage in the comments and let us know your opinions on what we discussed today. And if you want to support us directly, check out our new merch where you can find some awesome Swansea related t-shirts.